You're live. Okay, I'm on live. Let's wait. Let me send you the link. I am on live. Let's wait for the others to join. Okay. Who are the participants? Let me see. Just put on this. Okay, so can you tell me now how the sound is? Like in English, bro. Is it okay? What about this one? What about this one? Like college admissions, consulting, and etc. Just testing the sound. What do you think? Is it better now? The sound? Okay. Oh, don't forget about the messages every 5 minutes, maybe 10. Okay, I'm sending. I am live. Okay. Oh yes, right, of course. Participants. Can you drop something in the chat, like some kind of message or comment? Hello. How are you guys doing? Let me just make one story. No? Can you guys comment? Can you guys hear me? How are you, brother? Great, bro. We're fine. How are you? I'm doing fine. I'm just doing really fine. Really excited for the challenge. Okay, let me add as a moderator. Okay, I just did it. Okay. Let me just put on some music. Come on. Can you guys see my screen?
Teenagers are building businesses with AI, while the only AI you know is ChatGPT. Let's be real.
Okay. For a beginner, drop a plus in the chat if you can see me and hear me clearly. If there are any problems, just text it in on the chat. Let me just see. Plus. I see lots of pluses here. Okay. I hope there are no problems. Let's just wait for 5 minutes for everybody else to join. Big pluses. I see big pluses. In the meantime, you can just type in what country, what city are you from, guys? Just for me to know. India, New Delhi, Lahore, Pakistan, Mumbai, Calcut, India. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. I'm from Lucknow, India, Kyrgyzstan. A lot of people from India, a lot of people from Pakistan. Okay, we're just waiting for, I think, additional 5 minutes for the others to join. Istanbul, oh, great city. I like it. I like Istanbul. What about you? Where are you from? I'm from Kazakhstan. But currently U.S. student, San Francisco. I have zero extracurricular activities and achievements. We're going to discuss that problem today in the live challenge. Can we not do on Zoom? I think YouTube is the best for everybody. Hi, thanks for the session. It's okay without me. I'm sure it's okay without music. Indonesia. Great. Okay, let's wait for the others to join. Until then, can you guys type in the chat if you like the music, if I should just turn it off, or if it is okay for you? Do I have time to write my personal statement if I didn't even start? It's gonna be hard, but you can. Depends on you. Depends on you. There are some people I know personally who wrote their personal statements from zero in like 3 weeks and still got admitted into Ivy League. And I know quite the opposite. The students who have been writing their essays for like, I think, for like 3 or 4 months and still didn't get into any colleges. I feel it's good in giving ambience too. Okay, then we'll just leave it this way. We are live. Ooh. A lot of people. A hell of a lot of people. I'm really struggling. How to get to YYGS program? What I need to write? Oh, I'm here from Lahore, Pakistan. Interesting. YYGS application is quite rigorous. Yes, it is. I know YYGS program. Should I take, or can I take a drop year just to prepare for colleges after high school? Well, it depends. Kind of depends on your personal case. I wouldn't dare to say anything about your situation because I don't really know much about your situation you're currently in. Only 53 members here watching the live and 800 members on the WhatsApp. So what do we do about it? Yes. Okay, 63. 63. Bum. Just a few minutes. You can send the link to your friends, to your classmates, or anyone, your parents, maybe to anyone who you think this session will be very helpful. Today we're going to be covering a hell of a lot of content on college admissions, on my story, on the story of my students who got into Ivy League. I'm going to be sharing, by the way, the every insight that I got from ex Harvard college admissions officer that I met recently. Okay, let's wait for 2 minutes. Live charge. Okay. Bum, bum. Let me just change it. We are live. Mhm. 65. 1 minute. 1 minute, and we're starting. I am sending it to my friends too, and some of them are here. Great. 1 minute. Okay, let's get. Okay, 1 minute is already five past 8. So let's start it. If you have friends, parents, classmates, or anyone who you think this live session would be very helpful, then you can send the link to them. Later on, the managers from this session will be checking who brought the most guests and etc. So without further ado, let's get started. Drop a plus in the chat if you can see and hear me clearly. I see many pluses here. Okay, so let's get started. In the chat, there is an attendance form. Fill it in. Fill it in the link. The managers will be sending the link every 10 minutes. There are prizes for attendance for the people who will be standing here for till the end. The managers will be sending in every 10 minutes, and you need to fill it in only once. So the topic for today's session is admissions is not random, and I will be sharing 10 equations admissions officers use to decide who gets in and who gets rejected. So before starting, I will be replying to the question like, who the fuck am I, for you to listen to. So here, really short story about me, just for the people who don't know me yet. My name is Yaroslav. Let me share with you my story at high school. So I am from a small town in Kazakhstan. The population is less than 100,000, so not much of opportunities, not much of any good info on admission into top US universities, on colleges abroad. I didn't have any rich parents. They could afford only like $2,000 each year on my education. And at high school, I was kind of addicted on the video games like PUBG. If some of you know this game, till this day, I think I have played like maybe 2,000 or maybe more hours on this game. So yeah, I was kind of addicted. I didn't have any extracurriculars. I didn't know anything about college admissions. And to be honest, I didn't really have any rich parents who could afford my education in the US. So in 2023, I graduated from my high school. I applied to several colleges in the USA, and I got rejected from 23 universities. So it was kind of tough for me in 2023. I decided to take a gap year. I didn't want to give up. I really had a big dream of studying in the US college. So I took a gap year in Kazakhstan. During my gap year, I cold emailed more than 100 admission officers and talked to them personally via Zoom, WhatsApp, Telegram, and etc. And I talked like literally about everything, about the strategy, about the admissions formula that they use to decide who gets in and who does not, about everything. Like as I said, absolutely everything. And I reimagined, like reshaped my whole application based on the knowledge that I received from admission officers. There were some admission officers from Hong Kong, from Canada, and mainly from US colleges like Harvard, Stanford, Yale, Dartmouth, and etc. So I reapplied to universities in 2024, and here are my stats. I got accepted in 15 top universities that are in the top 100 universities in the world. Received $2 million in scholarships, in financial aid combined. And yes, I got admitted into top Ivy League universities. So you can see the logos of some of the universities that I got into. There are some more, like 15 letters. So I just decided not to include everything here. So after that, I started posting content about college admissions to help people just like me from small towns, from countries like Kazakhstan, Pakistan, India, maybe even United States, to share everything I know about the college admissions. So recently, I graduated from Times Higher Education program for counselors and became top 1% counselor in the world. Like you can see here, my certificate, level 2 counselor. And there, on that program, I met ex-Harvard admission officer who broke down my blueprint program, which I will be sharing here today with you, everything I learned. So he revealed 10 equations admission officers use to decide if you get in or not. So without further ado, let's get started. Some of you might think that admission officers pick students very randomly, but actually the truth is they use equations. And these equations decide if you get in or not. So let's break it down together. The first equation is authenticity equals consistency multiplied by vulnerability divided by performance. So what this actually means. Officers, admission officers don't reject you because you're not impressive. They reject because they just simply can't feel you. What kind of person are you, except from the numbers that you show on your application? So every year, thousands of perfect profiles are denied because perfection kills trust. Um, I think most of you will agree that there is just no perfect person. There is no perfect student who has perfect grades, who has perfect story, and etc. And the perfection, as I said, kills trust because authenticity is about showing your problems, is about showing your imperfections, and etc. So real emotion equals real connection. That's what officers subconsciously rank higher than flawless stats that you have. So here is the formula for you to screen or share with your friends. If your achievements and emotions align, your authenticity soars in the eyes of admissions officers. If you hide your weaknesses or fake your consistency, authenticity will dramatically drop in the eyes of college admissions. So as I already said it, authenticity is one of the most important things you can show on your application. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be a good fit for the university that you choose. So moving next, officers check are your essays, activities, recommendation letters, and everything else that you say, that you show on your application, telling the same story about you and who you want to be in the future. Are they disconnected, like robotic essay, some random clubs that you attended at your high school, unrelated passion project, and etc.? So here's the tip for you that you can screen or share with your friends. Consistency equals pattern of behavior over time, not just theme of repetition. So you don't need to be repeating the same things over and over. What you need is pattern of behavior over time. So vulnerability, as we talked about it, emotional transparency. So what this actually means. Sorry guys, can you just give me some Red Bull? Can you give me some Red Bull? Okay. It's not about trauma. It's not about trying to think about some. It's not about making up some kind of stories, some trauma, and etc. It's about showing what changed you. So one of the examples can be, I realized I was changing approval, not curiosity. So this can be a very great vulnerability because you're showing yourself as a vulnerable person, some very personal details and stories, aspects about your application. Or a different example can be, that failure showed me how fragile leadership really is. And this can be a different type of showing your vulnerability in the essays, in the recommendation letters, supplemental essays, and etc. to show the real emotional transparency that you have. Officers highlight applicants who reflect, not flex with their numbers and their achievements. So when you perform for approval, authenticity divides. According to the formula that we have, they see you trying to perform worthiness, but your formula actually weakens. You must earn the credibility through honesty, not intensity. So here's the hack for you. Write one short paragraph per activity, like why I started it, what I learned, and how I changed as a result of that. So you can just pick any random extracurricular that you can think of. Maybe your best extracurricular, for instance, maybe you achieved some kind of varsity program. Maybe you were a president at your high school. Maybe you did Olympiads and etc. Second one, audit your essays. Highlight every sentence that sounds like a PR or maybe marketing step. And what you need to do is rewrite it in human voice, without any bluff, without any water and etc., without any numbers, just like in human voice, as you would talk to your friends about it. Ask yourself, would I say this in a real conversation with your parents, with your friends, or with your classmates, or anyone, like just as normal human beings? So that is the answer to most of your questions, like about your extracurriculars, if I should do it, if this sounds authentic, and etc. So 15 and 80 SAT 4.0 GPO students would write something like, I always dreamed of solving global hunger or something like that, very big problems, ambitions, and etc. And I'm not saying that super big ambitions are really good, really bad for you. What I'm trying to say is you need to think if what you are saying is really authentic, if you really have a dream of solving the global hunger. So as an alternative to that, 1410 SAT student would write something like, my grandma's small garden taught me sustainability before I even knew the world. And you can just guess by the story who gets in and who does not. So here's the next formula for you: consistency, vulnerability. Uh, you just need to upgrade those two, consistency and vulnerability, and you need to show off very, very much less. As a result of that, your trust in the officer will rise dramatically. Just trust me. So the most trusted applicants aren't perfect. They are believable. They're believable. They are authentic, and they are sincere. So stop curating, start confessing. You have to be real. Every rejection you got for not enough was really not you enough. Okay. So this was the first equation. I hope everybody understood it. Comments if you got it right, and we will move on to the next one. Hmm. Okay, I see a lot of pluses here. Let's move on. Clarity of story equals focus multiplied by evolution divided by contradictions. So let's break this one. Your application is not a resume, although some of you might think it is. It is a screenplay. If the story does not flow, the reader disconnects. Admissions officers read 8,000 applications a season every year. They don't remember your numbers, they don't remember your achievements that you did at your high school and etc. They remember your arc. If some of you are interested in cinematography, there is a concept known uh, as the character's arc. So every character in the movie has to go through some kind of challenges, obstacles, or maybe some kind of story, so that there is an arc. They will change, and in the end, they will be some kind of different person, or they will realize that they have grown, or maybe they've become worse, and etc. But there is always a change in their behavior and etc. So you must have a storyline that progresses logically and emotionally. So clarity of story, the formula. Your story must have one driving focus, that is the theme that you have, one visible evolution, that is the growth, and zero contradiction, like mixed signals. What is the contradiction? You might be saying something like, I like playing basketball, for instance. I'm a team player, but your recommendation letters might be saying like he performs super good when he's alone or something like that. So that is a contradiction. Focus is defining question. What are you obsessed with and why? Everything else should orbit around that. So random student would write something like, I love biology, music, law, and finance. So there is really no focus in it. He or she likes everything, loves everything, is passionate about everything. Focus student would write, I study how creativity affects logic, from music to coding. Officers need to see movement. You started curious, failed, adapted, and in the end, eventually built mastery. A static story is a dead story, just trust me. So the example is I joined robotics for fun, failed, built a team, led 30 students, and mentored others. That is a narrative velocity, and that is exactly what you need to have, a perfect story throughout your whole application for the past 4 years. Every contradiction subtracts credibility. Example, essay says, I love teamwork. Or in the supplemental essays, you can write that I am passionate about teamwork and etc. But your recommender might write that he works alone, or he performs best when he's alone, or something like that. Or activities contradict your essay theme. For instance, you might be performing the best, not in the teamwork, but where there is an individual performance. So what you need to fix is align your message across all documents that you present to the college admission officers. Create a one-line theme, like I explore how X or something connects to Y. Recheck every activity. Does it reinforce that sentence? Structure your essay timeline before some kind of trigger event, change, realization, and next step. Okay, let's move on. Student wrote like 3 essays: science, dance, volunteering. So there's absolutely no link. So there is a rejection to that student. Student who has connected everything would write something like dance equals physics, motion, rhythm, structure, and that kind of student would get into it. He would have some kind of connection, like dancing taught me a lot about motion, a lot about rhythm, and then I applied it in physics, and then I won some kind of Olympiads and etc. So officers love interdisciplinary coherence. So here is the perfect example of interdisciplinary coherence: dance plus physics. There can be different examples as well. So here's the chart for you to screen that I created personally for this event. Horizontal line equals time, vertical equals clarity. So each milestone adds focus or growth, however you want to say it, and contradiction drops clarity points in the eyes of admission officers. So clarity beats complexity. If your story can't be explained in one line, it cannot be remembered. So what you need to do is simplify, align, and evolve. Next one, third equation that we have, depth equals years committed multiplied by impact divided by number of activities. Student wrote 3 essays, science, dance, volunteering. So there is no link. That equals to rejection. You don't need 15 clubs. You need one reason that shows you are unstoppable. So here's the very simple formula for you to screen or share for yourself. Depth equals devotion, breadth equals distraction. So if you have 10 extracurriculars, that probably shows that you have distraction, etc. But if you have depth in every extracurricular that you do, every extracurricular is connected to your main story, then that is the devotion, and that is what admission officers are looking for. So here's the formula. Every new random activity dilutes your story's strength. So focus on the depth of your extracurriculars. Longevity shows authenticity. So 2 years equals interest, 4 years equals identity. So you might be interested in chess for like 2 years. That shows that you're just interested in chess. But 4, 5, or maybe even 6 years shows that it is the part of your identity. That chess is part of your identity. Ask yourself, if this activity disappeared, would I feel incomplete, and etc. So impact does not equal position. It is the transformation. How did you change as a result of some kind of extracurricular? Maybe it's the people, maybe the system, or yourself. How did you help to change the people, the system, or maybe yourself? Use a lot of data. Tutored 20 plus students, and all of them improved grades by 50% and etc. So try to be really specific. Each new line on your resume cuts focus by half. Think of admissions attention like oxygen. So spread too thin, you suffocate your message. So that is what you need to keep in mind when thinking about your application. Pick top 3 activities that align with your theme. Write 3 impact sentences. What problem did you solve with that extracurricular? And then cut fillers. If you can't measure it, then just drop it. Student with 12 activities will probably get rejected, but student with 3 that are very meaningful, that are very impactful, that have super depth in it, will probably get admitted to Brown. This is just example of some of my students. I can't remember which one, to be honest. She built a nonprofit organization, and it really showed her depth. So the reason, depth equals clarity of identity. So here's the next graph just for you to show. 12 small bars versus 3 high bars. So every bar here is your extracurricular activity. The higher you go, the fewer you need. So what you need is 3 or 4 very high bars, as opposed to 10 very small, very little bars on this pie chart. So admissions isn't about how much you did, it is about how much of you is inside what you did. So moving on to the next one, fourth, credibility equals evidence plus verification multiplied by specificity. So let's get to this one. Officers read thousands of exaggerations daily. Your job sounds so specific, they can't doubt you. Generic means you are invisible in the eyes of admission officers. Officers are trained to sniff fluff or any water or any exaggeration that you're trying to put in your application. You win by evidence, not adjectives that you use in your application. So credibility, again, each detail is one proof point. Each vagueness is one doubt point. So you need to be adding as much details as possible to your application, and you need to get rid of all the vague moments that can put dot points in the admission officer's mind. So one of the examples is published article in Kazakhstan robotics journal, like did research in robotics. So the first one is much better compared to the second one. So proof converts opinions into truth. Your recommendation letters, media mentions, awards are verification multipliers. The more you have recommenders, the more you have media mentions, the more you have objective awards, the more verification you have. When someone else says it is 5 times stronger. Just an example is, if your teacher says that this student is hardworking, or this student is a great team worker, then it's 5 times more convincing than if you would say it in your own essay. Okay, let's move on. Specificity equals clarity under a microscope. Use numbers, places, titles, outcomes, and example of that can be reduced water waste by 27%, helped environment, and etc. Use data sentences. Replace every "I learned a lot" with "I learned how to." Specific skill. Run the "Can I Google this?" test. If not, then add a concrete marker to that on your application. So the example student wrote, founded club to empower girls in STEM. So what we did with her was revised, founded first all girls robotics club in Taraz. This is a city in Kazakhstan. 6 members qualified for World Robotics Olympiad. As a result, she got admitted into Yale University. So here's the next one chart for you to understand, visual representation of what I'm trying to say, side-by-side comparison. So on the left side, we have general statement. It has extensive experience and etc. This, let me just. Okay. On the right side, we have credible version. Has 10 plus years of experience at Fortune 500 companies. So what you need to be doing is, as the person did on the right side, specificity turns claims into credentials. If it can't be measured, it cannot be trusted. Be the applicant they quote in meetings, not the one they skim on their meetings. Moving on to the next, legitimacy equals time invested multiplied by initiative level divided by trend factor. So let's break this one. They can tell when you start a passion project 3 weeks before the deadlines of your application. Admission officers don't want passion for applications. They want passion that existed before applications. So legitimacy, what that actually means. If it's trendy or late, legitimacy drops throughout your application. The earlier you start, the steeper your legitimacy curve. Show history, use timeline, when, how, what changed, and etc. Try to add as much details as possible. So joining, leading, creating, and etc. Each step multiplies legitimacy. Joined, led, and then build your own project or something. Officers reward creation, not just participation. So that means you need to be as impactful as possible. If your essay screams something like "I started my NGO after seeing some TikToks on and etc.," you lose your points. Trendy means you're opportunistic. Timeless means you are authentic. So build a passion timeline. Add proof of initiative, website, article, event that would prove that that you had this passion before, and show the timeline of how you were developing it. Connect early sparks to this long-term project. Students started teaching coding to girls in 8th grade, scaled it, and still doing it. The result, full scholarship to Stanford. This is actually not my student. I just got this from Reddit to show you best example of how Stanford admitted student used this. Trend project, 0 admits that year. So try not to be trendy, try to be timeless, what you're really passionate about. So here's the graph visual representation. Y-axis equals legitimacy, x-axis time. So line starts low and rises with years. The more you do it, the more legitimacy you have. Consistency compounds faster than hype. So passion isn't declared, it is documented throughout your application. Show receipt, years, outcomes, lives touched, and etc. Okay, so we have come to our fifth equation, intellectual vitality. But before that, let's check your comments if you have any questions. Oops. If you have any questions, let me just see it. Where is it? 51. Great. No question. What if I have only 1 year to do stuff? Okay, we're going to cover it in the last 5 equations. Any other questions? I don't see any questions yet, so we might be moving on. Okay, let's get back. Intellectual vitality. This is actually one of the most important ones. Curiosity multiplied by application, multiplied by original thought. Just listen to this very carefully. Intellectual vitality is one of the most important ones in your application. Admissions care less about your IQ and more about what you do with your curiosity. So top schools want idea generators, not just test takers. Your high SAT scores would probably mean much less if you generated super idea and executed on it. They're building a lab, not a library. Okay. Curiosity equals questions you can't stop asking. List 3 obsessions that kept you awake at night. These shape your essay themes, so you can use on your supplemental essays or your personal statements. Apply your curiosity to your real life story. Example: I built a small weather sensor to test microclimates in my yard. So applied curiosity equals signal of research DNA. That is the most important for research universities like Stanford, Harvard, Brown, etc. Copying frameworks kills vitality. Officers crave unconventional ideas, like how could X idea solve Y global issue or something like that. Show creative synthesis throughout your application. So write curiosity log every time you follow the question to an experiment. Mention why I cared and what I found when I was doing this kind of extracurricular or when I was participating in this Olympiad and etc. Avoid saying I love learning cliche like I love physics, I love mathematics, I love history and etc. because that is not the intellectual vitality. Okay, essay topic: why the color blue does not exist. Student explored physics, linguistics, and art. So again, as I mentioned, interdisciplinary is what colleges are looking for. And as a result, the student got admitted to Princeton. And again, I found this example on the Reddit, or I think on the Instagram. So very good example. Curiosity sells because it is unpredictable. This is the case of the student who got admitted into Princeton. Brain circuit animation, curiosity, experiment, insight, and then innovation. So the title can be Learning That Leaks into Life. Show how your brain plays, not how it performs. Like your SAT, ACT scores are going to show how it performs. On your application, you need to be showing how it plays. Your curiosity is your brand of intelligence. So try to show your sincere curiosity in science, in history, or whatever you're passionate or interested in. Next one, resilience, one of the most interesting ones for the colleges. Challenge multiplied by growth divided by excuse. So let's get into it. Here we will be looking at the example of my student Aditya from India, who got into Cornell. They don't want. Okay, let's just move on to the equation. The examples that we will be using for this equation will be from Aditya, with whom I was working personally. They don't want perfect students. They want students who recover fast. Every admission cycle, resilience stories outperform perfect records because failure shows emotional IQ. Resilience. Excuses kill growth. Reflection multiplies it. So this is the formula that you need to screen or save for yourself for the future when you will be writing your application, or when you will be crafting your application for common application. The obstacle must cost you something real, not just I struggled with time management, or mm, I wanted to go to football section, but there was not a perfect timetable for me, and etc. Like, small problems are not real excuses. So you need to show really, really big problems or obstacles that were important for you. I was kicked from the team and had to rebuild my identity. This is one of the best lines I love, because Aditya was a big fan of soccer, and together we were thinking about. Let me just recall the story. We wrote together the story of how he was kicked out from the team because he would dribble too much, because he was not a team player. He was kicked out as a result. Then he realized how important the teamwork is, joined the team back again, and won many, many trophies. So that is the real growth. That is the real story of him. Growth is what changed inside of you. So in the case of Aditya, what changed within him is the mindset. So before that, he had a mindset that he can perform the best, like he's the best player in the team, and he needs to dribble as much as possible in every game. As a result, he got kicked out of the team, and he realized that teamwork is actually more important than his dribbles. So that is the change in his mindset. Another example can be, I stopped defining success by medals and started defining it by consistency, and something like that. Frame your failure with 30 to 70 percent rule. 30% is what happened, 70% is what changed as a result of that. Use phrases like I realized, I rebuilt, I designed a fix, and etc. to show your real growth. Avoid victim tone. To not Do not sound like a victim. Never blame the surrounding, the environment, and etc. Always take responsibility for what is happening, and show the real growth within you, and that will be much stronger. So one of the examples, student lost debate championships. Then he founded new debate league with fairer rules. Now he has more than 300 members. As a result of that, he got admitted to Duke University. Pain turned into structure. All of this is the real story that I received from the internet, from the Reddit, from the Instagram, and I'm sharing this with you, the real stories of students who shared their stories on the internet. Some of them are from the ex-Harvard admission officers. One of the stories that he remembered. So broken glass rebuilt into mosaic, if you know what mosaic is. So they don't want what didn't break. They want what is rebuilt from that. Really good example. I really like this one. So adversity does not define you. Your reaction to that adversity defines who you really are. So again, as I mentioned, this everything is example of my student Aditya, who got into Cornell. So the students, high school students who want to get admitted into Cornell, you can write it down for yourself, because Cornell really values the stories that you have. Next one, differentiation equals voice plus vision plus vibe minus similarity. Here, we will be sharing the story of Woljas, my partner in my college admissions consulting, educational consultant. Here I'm showing ex-Brown student, more than 60 students who got admitted thanks to him in top 100 world universities. So if your essay could belong to 1,000 other people, it already lost. So readers crave texture. They remember tone, rhythm, and surprise, not the structure that you have. Differentiation. So that is exactly what you need to have. something that will be differentiating you from the other students. Every cliche subtracts uniqueness because every student, 8,000 applications will probably be using that same cliches that you use. So if all of the 8,000 students are saying cliche stuff like I really enjoy studying physics, I really enjoy studying history, or I really like this topic of World War II and etc., then that is not uniqueness, that is not differentiation, that is actually a cliche that will be a very big problem on your application. So voice equals your linguistic fingerprint. Cut corporate tone, that doesn't work. Write like a smart, self-aware human being. Example of that can be I bombed my first speech so bad my microphone pitied me. I really like this example. You can screen it or save for yourself for the future. So defining voices, your linguistic fingerprint, vision, your inner why, that is driving you, that is defining why you're doing it or who you really are. How do you see the world differently? Example can be like the system is not broken, it is outdated. So that is an example of the vision that you might have. And lastly, vibe equals energy behind words, optimistic, analytical, rebellious, and etc. And you need to have just one vibe to get admitted to the college, not many vibes throughout your application. So that is one of the worst mistakes that you can do, is that your extracurriculars have different vibe that are super rebellious and etc. Your essays can have very different vibe that is like analytical and etc. And your recommenders on your letters might say something, he has an optimistic vibe and etc. And that is the worst mistakes of all. You need to have just one vibe. So admission officers subconsciously align with vibe that fits their school's ethos. So you need to Google what is your dream school's ethos. Record yourself explaining your story out loud. That is actually, you will sound stupid, but it is one of the best ways. Trust me, I've used it many times with myself and with my students, but it is one of the best ways to actually make your application stand out. Transcribe and polish. Keep your tone voice real and sincere. Replace perfection with personality. Show your imperfections. Show growth within yourself. Show yourself as a human being. So applicant opened with, my first startup failed before it even had a name, like a baby born without a birth certificate. So this is one of the best lines that I really like. And as a result of that, Stanford interview started with a laugh. So voice is the memory. You need to have super voice so that the admission officers will remember you as an applicant. Contrast bland essay versus unique phrasing. Standardized means forgettable. So your SAT scores, like standardized scores, 1550, 1570, and etc. Everything is forgettable, but something specific, your extracurriculars, your essays, your story, or some kind of challenges that you have, some kind of very impressive stories are immortal throughout your application. So in a sea of applicants, your weirdness is your weapon. So use your weirdness on your application. So the next one, true impact equals real outcomes divided by self-promotion plus buzzwords. Okay, so that what that means, let's break it down. If your essay sounds like a TED talk, you've already lost the officer because TED talks are super boring. Admissions readers respect substance. They distrust PR language or marketing language such as empowered, fostered, innovated, impacted, and etc. All of that is PR language, marketing language that I would advise to avoid throughout your essays, throughout your application. They crave proof of real effect that you did. So true impact. Every buzzword divides your credibility. Show show visible results throughout your application. How many people you have helped? What changed as a result of that? Maybe some people's lives have changed. Maybe the system, maybe the environment, and etc. Maybe some institutes, and what still exists after you left. So that is one of the most important things. If what you did is still standing there without you, that is the true impact that you will be showing. So replace I created with we built. Remove self glorification and focus more on effect change that you did. Focus more on the impact that you did on the environment. So each buzzword minus 10 trust points. So try to avoid these buzzwords. Replace empower, train, impact, and etc. Uh, Improve instead of revolutionize and etc. So buzzwords are one of the worst things you can do on your application. So clarity is more important than the charisma on your application. So audit your essay, highlight all fluffy verbs. You can use ChatGPT to ask him to highlight all the fluffy water words, all the buzzwords that you have on your essay or on your application. Replace with measurable action verbs and ask yourself this question: would this still sound true if someone else said it? So try to answer this question really sincerely to yourself. So one of the examples, student removed fostered global awareness to organize 14 weekly Zooms, Zoom sessions between Kazakh and Turkish students. So this is one of my best examples here that I used, and the result, as a result of that, the student got admitted to Columbia University, one of the Ivy League ones, one of my most favorite Ivy League ones in New York City. So here's the graph for you showing buzzwords. The more you have buzzwords, the less credibility you have. So try to cut hype and try to stay as humanly as possible. Impact is not about spotlight, it is about afterlight. What keeps glowing when you are gone? Okay, so future potential. I think this is probably the most important one. One of the most, if not the most important equations that we will be discovering today. So up until this point, if you have any questions, you can ask them in the chat here. I'll answer them. How can I choose my course? Great question. Depends on you. Depends very much on you. Really hard to answer. What about the people who would like to apply for the fall 26 intake? Everything that I'm saying is applicable to the people who are applying this year. Can I write about China's leadership in my essay? Well, if that is sincere, if that is true, authentic, then yes, sure, of course. That is one of the. If you can show your growth, then yeah, definitely, that is a very good one. Um, mhm. Can I link up two different extracurriculars like debate and cybersecurity into unified narrative with education as a secondary focus? Well, if you can do it, then yes, if you can do it really correctly, then yeah, definitely. I don't see any problem with that. So let's move on. Future potential equals past growth multiplied by self-awareness divided by plateau. Colleges do not admit who you are. They admit who you are becoming and who you supposedly will become. So your future potential. A 4.0 GPA tells what you did. Your reflection on that GPA tells where you're going. So, for instance, there can be a student who says, I did 4.0 GPA in the most rigorous program, so I'm the best. I know everything, and etc. He can show this vibe throughout his application that he doesn't really have any curiosity. He doesn't really have any intellectual vitality. And as a result of that, even if he has perfect scores, even if he has perfect extracurriculars, he probably will not be admitted to an Ivy League, because Ivy League are assessing your future potential. So your reflection on 4.0 GPA can actually be more important than the GPA itself. So who you are becoming, your future potential. Officers invest in momentum. So you need to keep that in mind. The steeper your curve, the stronger your signal is. So list 3 visible evolutions: skill, perspective, and maturity. Show who you were and who you are right now. So that is the real growth, your evolution of who you used to be as a person in skill, and who you became in skill. Like for instance, um, I was top 50% chess player, and then I became top 1% chess player in Kazakhstan. That shows the evolution in your skill. In perspective, you can say something like, I used to think that failure is bad, but then after meeting these people, or after failing like 26 times, I realized that failure is actually the way to achieve greatness, and etc. That shows the evolution in perspective. And maturity, the same can be applied to this. So I used to act like a kid, think that GPA is what defines the student, but then I realized that actually the human potential, the human thought is actually more important than the numbers and etc. That shows the evolution in your maturity as a human being. Most applicants show reflection like, I learned teamwork and etc. Super easy. But you need to show meta thinking. I learned I fear control, and that is why I lead. That is why leadership scared me. So you need to show the meta level of thinking, that you actually realized what your problem was, how you defined it, how you solved it, and what changed as a result of that. And that is actually more important than the reflection itself. That is adult insight. So plateau equals stagnation in your narrative. If your last 2 years look identical, signal fades. Show next step. What is unfolding now? What are you onto right now? What are you doing? What are your project and etc. Show the timeline, what your projects were when you started 4 years ago, and what are your projects right now. So add next chapter paragraph in your essay. That is just one example. I'm not telling you to add it right away. Just an example for you to think about. Show unfinished curiosity, not closure. You don't need to be perfect on your application. You need to show that you're still on the way of development. You still have curiosity. You still want to learn something, and etc. Use future tense. I plan to test this theory at this university, and etc. Try to link that future tenses with the university by showing by showing the fit with your college. Let's straight jump into the examples here. Student, one of my students, I remember this case. Student described evolution from translator, cultural connector, founder of International Youth Summit, and MIT called it rare upward trajectory. So this is one of my most, I think, favorite examples. Here's the graph that would explain you this equation here. Graph line rising, dotted continuation arrow, potential zone. So you need to admit the momentum, not the moment. You need to show this potential zone. A lot of students try to show themselves super perfect. They want to show themselves on this super high potential zone, but you need to show that your curve is very high and you're rising in the exponential growth. That is actually more important than who you are right now. So growth is the only GPA that matters if we're about to talk in this language. Show that you are not done becoming, show that you're not done growing, and etc. Show your future aspirations, what you want to learn, what you want to study, what you want to do researches about, and etc. So after learning all of these 10 equations, how do you actually win? I really want to talk to you personally. If you have any questions, how do you actually win? Do you feel confident now getting admitted to an Ivy League? Let's get to a personal Q&A with you guys. I am in 11th grade from India. How can I find my GPA? 82 people watching. Great. Thanks for doing the stream. Are there particular courses, programs you've noticed that make applicants in STEM more competitive? I have a list, by the way. I'll be sharing it very soon in the WhatsApp chat. I think I've got a good story and good application going, but I don't think it stands out too much to be Ivy worthy. Yeah, that is actually the case for most of the students. For most of the students that I personally have, they know all of these equations. They know absolutely everything, but they just can't apply it, and still they have some questions and etc. I have only 1 year left. I want to apply at 26. What will you suggest me? Uh-huh. So there is an offer. Okay, let's move on. So how do you actually win? There is an offer that I have prepared for you, for the people who have stayed till this moment. Till this moment, I have helped 623 students get into top 100 universities in the world. So 99% of students make absolutely the same mistakes that I see over and over each year. And as a result of that, I created a proven system to crack the admissions at absolutely no cost compared to other college admissions consultants who charge you tens of thousands of dollars. Here's everything included inside my new program that is called Accepted 5 Nil. So everything you need for Ivy League admission, absolutely everything. Private mentorship from Ivy League mentors, one-on-one reviews, community of mentors and peers, from zero to a complete ready to submit application for full ride scholarship. Doesn't matter if you're from United States, if you're from India, Pakistan, Kazakhstan, or any country. This is the program that I have created personally for international students, for US students who want to get admitted to an Ivy League. So 623 students accepted with our system that we have created. So what does this cost? The value stack that we have, full program value is $5,000. Mentorship costs $2,000. Essay reviews, community access, and everything else. Here's the full value stack. But I will be offering my premium training program for college admissions today. For pre-enrollment, it's only $600. So you can pay from any country: Pakistan, India, United States, and etc. I'll be dropping the link very soon. But if you decide to join right now, I still haven't opened up the sales. I'm closing right now one group, and for the pre-enrollment right now, I have 20% off here. So pre-enrollment open for 24 hours only, and you will get it for 40 $480 instead of $600 for the pre-enrollment. So bonus for pre-enrollment, what you will receive as a bonus if you pre-enroll right now. You don't need to pay right now. You just need to leave your application. Lifetime access to WhatsApp chat with me and Woljas, one of my partners who got admitted to Brown and other Ivy League universities. Personal talk online on any topic with me and Woljas, and the $480 instead of 600 for the pre-enrollment. So secure your spot right now. I'll be dropping the link right now in the chat here. Managers. Okay, I'll be dropping the link right now here. The managers. Let me just drop it. Oops. Okay, so here's the link. Will there be a recording of this live? I have passion project about startups. Okay, secure your spot live right now. Remember, the pre-enrollment closes in 24 hours. And if you don't enroll in 24 hours, you will not receive these bonuses that you have. Lifetime access for the WhatsApp chat with me, and we'll just personal talk online, and 20% off. After that, there will be no such bonuses. You will be enrolled just as an ordinary student. So now is the last slide Q&A with me. And in the meantime, you can secure your spot right now. Link in the chat. Okay, let's see what questions you have. Will there be a recording of this? I will try to make recording. Yes, I will probably save it. Will the recording of this live broadcast be posted on YouTube? Yes, I will try to do it. What should I prioritize on extracurricular list? Mm. So many questions. Guys, if you have any questions on the pre-enrollment program for the premium training, you can drop it right now. Very soon, the managers from the website will be connecting to you, writing to you on the WhatsApp after you drop your phone number. Are homeschoolers accepted to Ivy League? Good question. I don't know, to be honest. Okay. If most of my okay, let me just turn on some music because I got really tired of this. Oops. The fuck? Okay. If most of my impactful works are done in my gap year, is that a red flag? I'm afraid to say, but maybe, yeah, maybe. So you need to come up with a very convincing story why that ended up happening that way, why you decided to do it in your gap year. So try to be honest and try to be sincere when explaining that story. Will we be getting the full application package with this pre-enrollment? Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Full application package and full financial aid package. Do colleges sometimes allow for a lower unweighted GPA if the weighted is really high? Yes, I think yes. I know personally some students who did that. Okay, one more minute if you have any questions. If not, I'll be probably ending this one. We've been talking for an hour. My eyes are hurting actually. Drop the plus if you really liked this live session. I just need to understand if I did everything cool or not. Drop plus in the comments if you really liked it. Oh, so many pluses. I really like it. Thank you. There will be a second day, by the way. There will be a second day tomorrow, and I think that is more important than the first one, because tomorrow I will be personally reviewing your applications that you shared on the Google Forms. And tomorrow is actually the most important one, because tomorrow I will be rewriting the essays on live, and I will be reviewing your applications on live, just like I did today. Okay, 1 minute is up. I love this session. Thank you very much. Tomorrow it will be even better. So I have a lot of gifts for the people who joined today. I will be having more gifts for the people who will join tomorrow, because tomorrow we will be doing session number 2, the next one, the next episode. So I will be dropping the link for the pre-enrollment in the WhatsApp group chat, if some of you will lose it. So you will not be paying right away. What you need to do is just leave your application. Our managers will contact you through WhatsApp, and we will have a consultation, maybe even talk with me personally. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. One of the best sessions I did. Thank you very much. I really loved it. I really enjoyed it. Good luck, guys. See you tomorrow. How do I finish it? End.